dribble pull up for the win. He's got it!
Hey guys, welcome back. This is episode 2. Your one and only, the Blunt and One. I got my co-host Anthony here. I do have a guest on here. I'm actually super excited to bring him on. His name is Tim. I play basketball with him. Tim, what's up, man? How you doing, man? I appreciate you for coming on
Hey,
too.
no, I appreciate y'all having me. I really am honored to be on this podcast. I really appreciate it.
No, man, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure actually to bring you on. And the reason, I want to let you know the reason why I actually brought you on is
Hmm.
because I've talked to you a couple times. I know we don't really like completely know each other, but we've talked a couple times playing basketball. I feel like I've gone to know you and kind of gone like I don't want to say judge the book by its cover, but I got a basis of who you are and what you represent and kind of I feel like you have a story out there that inspires a lot of people or that can inspire a lot of people,
Hmm.
and that's kind of one of the main reasons why I brought you on, man. I got some good vibes from you. There's a story that you did, or there's something that I did here that like really resigned to me, and we can get into that a little bit later.
Hmm.
And we share something like something really in common, that I think can resign with a lot of people,
Hmm.
and I would love to hear that story and how what like kind of your overcomings of it, the day to day and things like that. And
Hmm.
you just came off as a really super chill dude, and I just wanted to bring you on and kind of interview you and get to know you actually just a little bit more as a person.
Hmm.
If there's one thing we can go ahead and start off, man, I would love to just kind of get to know you a little bit, introduce yourself to everybody, and kind of let them know what you're about, man.
Well, my name's Tim. Well, Timothy, but everybody calls me Tim. Just for short, it's a lot easier. Um, from I'm from Texas originally. Hopefully, I don't have to be here for a lot longer. Granted, I'm only 21, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I mean, just being able to reach out and communicate with people and get to know people is something I really love doing, and um, something I have a passion for. And hopefully, what I have in mind and like with future plans and stuff like that, we'll definitely see how that goes and just let God take the wheel. Just kind of
Amen.
Yeah,
let Him do
amen, man. I
whatever He needs to
understand.
do.
Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah, man. I wanted to ask you a question, and it's got to do with sports because like
Hmm.
this whole podcast is kind of like a connection through people through sports. I mean,
Right.
that's how me and you met, right? We
Yeah.
met we
No.
met
Yeah.
at the
Most
rec
definitely.
playing basketball. So I feel like there's a connection there for viewers, for us as people, especially kind of right now where the kind of where the world is, where it's kind of there's some negative vibes and just a lot of negatives out there.
Right.
And this whole podcast that I have this great idea of just kind of grabbing people together and getting some stories together, and again just letting the people know, like you're not alone.
Right. No.
It's
Yeah.
it's
Most
it's
definitely.
okay not it's okay not to be okay. So
Hmm.
is there any, like, first of all, like, what sports do you like? Do you like basketball, football, baseball?
I like basketball. Basketball has definitely been the top one, but I was really good at soccer. Football I was pretty decent at. Baseball I was okay. I'm not gonna say I was the best. I was pretty terrible if I'm being honest with you. But I was the one that played the outfield, so I was just standing outside, just like waiting for them to hit a ball, and usually nobody could hit it that far. So I'm like, all right, I'll just hang out back here.
Yeah,
But
I guess some
no, I
people
mean,
say baseball is a little boring, or I guess the play. Well, I, don't know, I had fun playing baseball. I've never played it
right.
as like a high school sport,
No, neither
but
did I.
I guess it gets a little. I guess it could get a little boring. Guys, don't kill me if I'm not saying baseball is boring. I'm just saying it, for some people it could be boring.
Yeah,
But so
yeah.
what were you gonna say, Tony?
No, no, I
Uh,
agree. I agree. That's all I was gonna say.
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
so
yeah.
basketball, football. You said soccer. How long did you play soccer for?
If I'm being honest with you, I mean, I'm Hispanic, so that was kind of like in the blood or whatever. So since I was a little kid, I mean, I would say 3 years old is whenever I started.
Hmm.
And then I stopped playing after I got a football injury. And I was like, yeah, I'm just going to stick to basketball instead. And that's what I went for.
Oh, okay. So you stuck with Is there a team that you like in basketball? Like, do you follow a team, or are you more of a
Not.
fan? Like a fan?
I'm more of a fan, I guess you can say. I mean, I like the teams. I just like I mainly like the chemistry and things like that. But also, I love the mentality of players. Mainly, like the people that are like considered the greats or whatever. But even just normal players, just seeing how they roll or like what makes them different to just average role players. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, I understand. Is there a certain player out there that like you could say that's your favorite player,
Uh,
or would you have like a top? Do you have like a top five?
I have a top. I do have a top five, but I mean, it varies. I know Mike. I mean, most people will probably flame me for it or whatever, but Mike is definitely one of the goats. Yeah, I'd say he's a top tier. LeBron would have to be second. Kobe is the third, and those are like my top three. I'm just gonna give my top three because I mean it's been a while since I've kept up with a lot of people.
Sure,
No, man,
sure.
I sure. No, I understand. No, and I actually completely respect that that top three, especially Kobe being in the three spot. Some other people would have other feelings, but maybe me being biased, I'm a Lakers fan.
Right.
I'll have I do gotta respect LeBron at the two and
Oh
Mike
yeah.
maybe at the one. I guess if you're going all time, then
Mm-hmm.
yeah, no, I definitely respect that top three. Mine's probably actually dead on. Actually, it's similar. So no, man, I completely agree with you. And again, me be biased, man. Kobe, like I got to give it up to Kobe. And and speaking of Kobe, man, like his mindset was just kind of everything, right? I mean, wouldn't you
Oh
say?
yeah, it was beautiful. I loved how like his work ethic was so amazing. Like just the stories you hear from like other NBA players and how he was in the gym before everybody and he would stay even after hours and like he was constantly working. Like he was trying to perfect his craft so well to where he wouldn't be compared to Jordan or compared to anybody. And like, I mean, it's sad that you compare other players because everyone's unique, and that's what I love about um, the sports in general is because there's so many different stories from everybody, and that's definitely something I love. Just listening and hearing and like seeing, understanding their mindset is really the main thing that I've really prioritized on as far as sports wise.
Okay, no, man, yeah. And is it like along with that? So you like mindsets and things like that, and the
Oh yeah.
stories in particular. Is there a like actual story out there from maybe from your family or from a player that you follow that actually has an impact on your life that kind of makes you who you are?
Uh, not necessarily, no. Just because I mean I've followed a couple of players like Damian Lillard was one of them that kind of inspired me. Um, who else? Uh, I mean I think just Dame. His was pretty crazy. Um, that kind of made me like, oh wow, like I really like his story. I'm not gonna go into detail with it because I honestly probably forgot most of it, or like I can't put it to like
Put it to
to
words.
yeah put it to like how he puts it, but um it's definitely inspiring, and most of the NBA players that grew up from or like that basically had a had to bust their butts to get to where they wanted to get to and just perfect their craft at every um at every step of the way, and that's definitely something I like.
No, man, yeah, seriously. So yeah, speaking of like busting your butts, I guess like who in the NBA right now? I guess Tony, do you know who in the NBA? I think that Jimmy Butler, right? He started kind of from the bottom. Really, I believe he was couch surfing and didn't have a place to live because his something with his. I don't know the exact details with the what happened, but I know his story definitely has like an inspiration in the NBA. There's a lot of players out there, man.
Yeah,
There's look.
there's a bunch of players, but yeah, I agree. Sorry that I cut you off, but yeah,
No, it's okay. Go ahead, man. Take it over.
yeah, no, no, no. I think I can't speak to the nature of his story, but I do know like there's different players that come like they have fought their way from the bottom, and I think that's interesting. Like Jimmy Butler's probably is one of them, and correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, there's a lot of even the prospects were like I and just some context. I'm not a NBA history buff here or
Mhm.
any of that, but from my understanding, the player that's kind of like an Isaiah Thomas, that's probably the one that really uh
Yeah, I see what you're going with it.
it's just and when I say this is because he's probably what he was pick 50 something or pick like he wasn't a high pick or anything like he was like and even a Caruso like they've gone through the ranks, they've gone up, and but it's the grit and grind basically that they had to go through, and even when adversity hits, it's very difficult, but um yeah, it is pretty, it
Yeah,
is
he was round 2, pick 60.
big 60s. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
I knew it was bottom. So
yeah,
so yeah, that's one. But when it comes to the details in terms of their personal life, how they've viewed it, that is interesting, Tim, because I haven't really got into the details of their lives in terms of like who they were in college, their circumstances, situations, and how they went from those circumstances to where they are now. And
Mhm.
I think you provide something interesting because I always viewed like the most common thing like Mamba mentality or Kobe Bryant's story or whatnot. You can understand like his work ethic and whatnot because it's the most popular thing you can attach to. But
Mhm.
when it comes to like the Damian Lillard, like now I'm interested. Now I want to know. So
yeah. You
Right.
want to know more too? I've read a little bit of Damian Lillard's story, but now I actually want to know more behind his story because it for some reason it resigns with Tim and it defines who he kind of. I don't want to say it defines who he is right now, but it's
no, no.
a pushing like a stepping stone, I guess, to who he
Mhm.
is now. And Tim's a good dude, man. Honestly, like I said, I played basketball with Tim, and man, he's a solid guy, man.
Oh,
He's got a little shot on him too, man. I'm not gonna throw
I
that out there.
appreciate that. No, but I forgot about Jimmy Butler's story. Like his is definitely like something I can really relate to because I've been in that situation, and unfortunately I'm in that situation right now. Um, just kind of getting my feet back together, just not my feet back together, but like getting my way back into having to go or like having or coming out of a tough time or a tough period in my life at the moment. So it's like having to take baby steps all the way back up. So it's definitely something I can relate to
Oh
at the
wow.
moment. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, you know what? Talking about Jimmy Butler, I just pulled up the like a little bio of his story and the whole situation of I think it's here. He grew up. I didn't know he grew up in Texas. Huh.
Hmm.
That's interesting. Tomball, Texas.
Yeah, I didn't
Um,
know. Actually, I didn't know that either.
yeah, and his mom kicked him out at the age of 13.
Yes.
Whoa. and
Yeah.
and he basically became homeless technically. So
Mhm.
dude, like from homeless to stardom, that's
Right.
Yep. Look
like
where he's
I
at
mean
now.
there's more details. I don't want to generalize his story, I don't want to take it
Mhm.
lightly either.
Yeah.
So but again, this is just me reading just 2 or 3 lines of it, and it's even 2 or 3 lines is tells you a whole bunch, like
Yep.
tells
It
you a
tells
lot,
you. Yeah, it does tell you a lot about kind of
kind of like
what he stands for in what he strives to be. You know what I mean? So no, man, that's tough, man. Adversity, and I've I've said it last time in the last podcast. I've gone through adversity, man, and I've couch surfed here. I've couch surfed too at a young age. I've uh, just making not the right decisions as as a young adult. And I don't want to say I regret those decisions because I don't. But look at the person that I am today. I'm nowhere near perfect, but I'm definitely a lot better than I was
Mhm.
5 years ago for sure. Um, no,
Well, that,
it's just crazy. What were you gonna say, Tim?
that's something you kind of learn. Like you live and you learn. I mean, like the saying says, like you definitely live and you learn. Just definitely like if you find your why and like you find the reason what you're gonna keep going for, then nothing else is stopping you except for yourself. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, I know
Yeah.
exactly what you're saying.
So
Yeah.
it's very beautiful to think about it, like to think of life that way, and just like even the problems you're going through, like they're all gonna eventually they're gonna pass. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
And I said that last time. Remember about the whole that legend? Did you ever figure out that quote, the legends quote that I told you?
No.
No, it's Tony.
Oh, my bad. I thought you was talking to me.
No, I don't. I haven't given you the quote yet, Tony. Tony, if you remember, you can tell him. And it
I
it's yeah. Do you not remember? Oh man, come
dude, I
on,
mean,
man,
so dude,
come
I'm
on,
old.
bro.
I'm old, and I need like my omega 3 just to get through the day. So, you
Okay, well,
know,
I mean, okay. So the
I
quote,
apologize. I know so I know I looked it up, but I apologize. It's just it's I'm drawing a blank right now, but I know we discussed it, and I feel ashamed to admit it. So
it's all good, bro. I know, life happens. It's all good.
yeah,
So yeah, so the quote was, legends are not defined by their successes; they're defined by how they bounce back from their failures. So, and you still don't know who said it, right? And
I
I'll tell
think
you who said it.
I mean go for it.
It was Chris Bosh at Kobe Bryant's uh his inductee for the Hall of Fame, I believe. And you guys can
Uh,
correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember, but I don't think it was his obituary. I believe he was getting inducted to Hall of Fame when Chris Bosh said that.
yeah, recently inducted into the Hall of Fame. Yep.
Yep. So yeah, I mean that's kind of. I mean, I guess it's kind of the same with thing that Tim's saying. You know, you you're not you can't define yourself by what you fail from.
Hmm.
You have to learn how to bounce back from the failures that you have in life. Is kind of what I take from that.
No, yeah, most definitely.
And
Yeah.
oh, so no, continue, team.
No, go
Sorry.
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I just had a little question for you, and I don't know how little it is because now I think about it, it may be bigger, but you don't need to provide details, but s- uh, like just think about this. Like we've experienced a lot of stuff growing up and whatnot, like individually.
Hmm.
Would you consider um like take if you saw like a version of yourself, a younger version, like a 10 years old, 10 years younger, what would you say to him if there is something that you would say to him?
Are you talking to me or Alan?
I mean,
To you?
I think it's to you, but
Oh,
it can be to Alan as well. So I'm just saying.
uh, for me, I feel like I'll definitely tell him because that's something I'm actually working on right now for myself. Is definitely being able to nurture that my younger, like my inner child, shall I say? Um,
Yeah.
Yeah, we
just
all.
due to
I got it too.
just kind of just I would just definitely tell him like I got you and like you don't need to worry. Like I'll protect you and like just go out there and kill it. Just because the stuff I went through as a kid, or like from like 10 years ago, uh, it was pretty difficult to get through, and especially having to deal with that at such a young age, it was definitely eye opening. So I had to grow up pretty quickly, and I never really had a childhood. Uh, Basically most of my life. So sometimes the things I do now are pretty childish, but That's just because I never had a childhood, and I mean now it's like, okay, well, I know I'm an adult, but I'm still not gonna let that little, let that little kid not shine in a way. So that's definitely something. I would definitely tell him is like, I got you. Like, you don't need to worry.
Man, and that's it's interesting that you say that because I talked about it. Well, I didn't really talk about it in the last podcast because I had a situation too in my life when I was younger,
Hmm.
and which made forced me to kind of grow up too, pretty quick as well, and not just me, my older brother as well. So
Hmm.
I didn't, and I do have like a, and I see what you're talking about with like the inner child because I definitely have it because I never really had it either. Growing up as well. So no, that's interesting that you say that because like I hear you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like I definitely like I hear what you're saying. I know I don't know exactly what exactly you went through or like
Hmm.
what the context is, and that's okay, and I think that's okay. But I still understand um what I still understand what you're saying and probably how you feel. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Like you can relate in a way.
Yeah, exactly. I could relate. Yeah, thank you for clarifying that for me.
You good?
But yeah, I could definitely relate to what you're saying, man.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask you something, and I don't know if did you actually you listen to the last podcast that I told that I asked you to listen? If did you ever
Yeah,
take a chance to listen to it? You did,
yeah.
right?
I was actually like, we were playing King of the Court, and I was listening to you on my like in my head, or like my AirPods or whatever, while I was playing King of the Court. So I was like, yo, this is actually really good. Like, I like it.
Nah, man, I appreciate you, man. Nah, for real, I
Oh,
do
of
actually
course,
really appreciate that. And
you gotta
if
show
you
love for the homies.
Nah, yeah, dude, I really appreciate that. And yeah, man, dude, tell your friends, man. Like, we're trying to, like, we're trying to blow up naturally. We're not really here for the clicks and views. Like, honest,
Right.
like, straight
Yep.
up, bro. Like, I'm not here for the clicks and views. I
Hmm.
actually want to, like, be able to connect with people in a
Oh
way
yeah.
that other people's can't.
Right.
If there's a way to do that, and if there's a way to, like, inspire or have someone smile at the end of the day, bro, then dude, my job has like I will feel great at the end of the day, and
Oh
not
yeah.
because I'm forced to or because I actually want to. And
Right.
yeah, so I wanted to actually ask you: is there anything in that podcast particularly that like that you can that like caught your eye or anything like or that caught your ear?
Hmm. If I'm being honest with you, it was definitely relating to. Sorry for bringing it up or whatever, but I think it was like whenever you lost your mom, or like hearing about how your mom passed away. And I remember you also telling me as well, um, that you had lost your mom at such a young age. And I recently lost mine too, so it's like I can kind of relate to it in a way. Granted, you were a lot younger than I was, or you were a lot younger than I was whenever you lost yours, but I can relate with that, and it just kind of brought me to like, yeah, like I totally get that.
Yeah, no, and and if you don't mind me asking, like,
Hmm.
how are you dealing kind of with the things like right now, as of right now today? Like, have you kind of came to the acceptance, or are you kind of still dealing with it?
Uh, if I'm being honest with you, I mean, I'm still dealing with it. I mean, losing a parent is never really, it's always going to be with you.
Yeah, of course.
And, you know, what really it wasn't just losing my mom or whatever that kind of brought me to my weakest point in my life at the moment, at least. And it's just definitely like, there was a lot of other stuff going on, but dealing with the loss of my mom, I was definitely looking out towards, like, looking for help. Like, that's the first time I ever told anybody, like, I need help. Like, I can't do this by myself. Because I had that chip on my shoulder, like, oh, I got my own apartment, I got a girl or whatever. Like, my life is good. Like, I'm set or whatever. And then like I get to see my mom whenever I want to and things like that. And then I just got hit in the like I just got knocked out. Just basically like, yeah, no, you don't have all of that. Like, it's not gonna. You can have it for a little bit, but you know, at the same time, it's like we can easily take that away. So it's like, dang, it just kind of gave me a huge reality check. Like, all right, like we're all mortal, unfortunately. We have to, like, we're all gonna die eventually. So it's like, make the most of it while you're still here.
Yeah, dude, I couldn't have said that better myself.
Yeah.
Like for real, dude. And guys, this is coming from someone that's
21.
21. That's 21 years old. Like this guy, like this dude is like what you would call, I guess, one of the like what kind of music you like, hip hop and stuff like that. If you want to like subjectify somebody and place them in a category, like he likes basketball, hip hop. So like, I guess you can say he's a popular person. I don't know. I'm not trying to like I'm not judging judging his character or anything like that. It's just from what I get is like, he's the cool guy. He hang out with the cool crowd. You know what I'm saying? Like in high school. And this is coming from someone that's 21, like that. Bam, dude, life fucking just drops. It's
Yeah.
it's 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 interesting. It sucks. It's it's life, and I don't,
Hmm.
and and I honestly can tell you, sit here and probably feel like that the next generation, below, even like Tim's generation, don't understand that.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Like, I mean, I'm not trashing my friends or anything like that, or
Yeah,
anybody I
no,
went to high
definitely
school
not.
with. But some of them, like, I was jealous of them in high school, man. I'm like, man, y'all got both of y'all's parents with y'all. Like, y'all are out here, like, y'all, like, every now and then y'all are treating them like trash or whatever. I'm like, bro, like, I would love to have a father figure around, and like someone I can relate with, and just even have somebody to kind of show me, like, hey, this is what you do. Don't do something stupid.
Yep.
So I had kind of had in a way, I just went out looking for that, and I never found it. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I got to be my own parent. And thankfully, thankfully, or my mom had met my stepdad, and he kind of was like, I was already like 17 whenever they got together, but he was like, well, this is like, I'm gonna show you what I know right now, and like, I kind of bring you into a manhood in a way, and just was like kind of guiding me, like, I can kind of show you what I know from my experience. This is what I did, and I don't want you to go down a wrong path.
No, yeah. Respects to step pops for sure,
Oh
because
yeah, for
it's
sure.
not it it's it's weird because it's not his responsibility, but it takes a man to do that. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
yeah,
For
yeah.
sure.
There's
But
actually a country song, and I like all types of music, but there's a country song from like Brad Paisley. Um, and the song is, I believe the song's name is like "He Didn't Have to Be" or something like that. And it's basically him saying that it was like him talking to his stepdad, and basically saying like, it's called "He Didn't Have to Be," and it's basically a song for his stepdad, saying like, you know he kind of took me under his wing, and then he's like, I just want to be the type of man, or like the type of father you were to me when you didn't have to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna have to go listen to that song.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I'm not. There's like one country song that I know, and I can't even remember the name of the song right now. But it's a good song. It sounds like an oldie, and that's probably why I like it.
Right.
But I've heard good things about country. Like I've heard good country songs. I just don't follow it. But I will actually, like for real, Tim. I'll actually go listen to the song
No, yeah,
and go
Same
it's a
listen
here.
good
to
Same
it.
one.
here.
And wow, there was something else I wanted to. Yeah, no, dude. I completely understand. Like everything. Like completely understand everything that you've gone through, that you're going through. And if there's one thing that I could say is I would have never have guessed all of that, or like, and then not even in context. Like I don't know exactly everything, but from what
Mm.
you're telling me, I would never have guessed like those that like all those things have happened in your life because you carry yourself so well.
Mhm.
You know, you have your head so high, and that's exactly why I wanted to talk to you and have you on the podcast, because I honestly think that your story can actually inspire the next person like me and you, and the
Right.
next it doesn't even have to be the next generation, but someone that's going through what me and you have gone through, and can maybe hear it and be like, maybe I want to talk to this guy, or talk to Tim or somebody, and maybe they can give me some ideas of how I can cope with what's going on and stuff like that, dude. And bro, yeah,
Mhm.
dude, seriously, man, like I mad respect, dude, because you
Yeah.
definitely have held your head high, bro. I would have never have guessed. There was more to that, more to than what from what you told me before. So, dude, yeah,
Right.
man,
No, I
round of
really
super mad
appreciate that.
respect.
I appreciate that. And
Agreed.
what's crazy is like I never really got to fully, um, you know, I never got to fully grieve over my mom's passing was
Mhm.
because my stepdad, he's from Honduras, so he was still, he doesn't know English very well, and like the doctors were trying to contact him, but I was the next in line, or I'm like the oldest, so they were just like, okay, well, we'll contact you. And so they were contacting me, and like I was having to deal with all the paperwork and get everything figured out, and you know, um,
That's
was
rough,
definitely
man.
trying to understand everything. At 21 years old, you don't know what the heck
Yeah,
you're
no, you
saying or
don't.
like
Yeah,
anything.
yeah,
So,
yeah. You
so
don't
I was
know.
like, all right. I mean,
You don't
okay,
know
this
that
sounds
process.
good.
You're not
Yeah,
expecting that process
no,
going through
yeah,
the
Yeah.
paperwork for the what is it? It's for like what is I can't think of what the place is called, but I know, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. To go through
hmm
that process at 21 is definitely not easy. Um, I couldn't imagine at 20, like you. So if you don't mind me asking,
hmm
it was a year ago from what I'm gathering.
yeah. October will be a full year that we haven't, or that she's passed. But yeah, like, I mean, it was crazy how it all. I mean, it suddenly happened because she passed away with COVID, unfortunately. But
Okay.
she was never, unfortunate. Another thing is she wasn't really healthy. So, I try to get her to be healthy as much as I could, but you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So it's like, yeah, I can only do so
Guys, this
much
is a
if you don't want to.
21-year-old dropping knowledge.
This
Y'all
is
should
yeah.
take notes.
The level of wisdom here is
Just
oof.
seriously, this level of wisdom is real. Go ahead, Tim. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Definitely, it's like this is the thing with me is like you live and you learn. Like every little moment is a learning experience, and that's something I got to talk about with one of our neighbors today. Was like you live, or like you learn in every little moment, and like every little moment that you have while you're still here on this earth, definitely cherish it. Like it's difficult, and no matter how bad things may be, definitely use it to like as a positive thing. Like view it as positive as you can make it, or make it to where it's like fun and playful, and just like to where you're able to remember like, yeah, this really sucked, but I had so many good memories from that, or like what caused. So like with me and my mom, I never got to see my mom in person for the last few months that she had passed away. The last time I got to see her in person was back in July of last year, and it was only for 2 hours. And I was dating this girl at the time, and we were having this little argument, so I wasn't even paying attention to my mom or anything like that. And what sucks is like she had posted on Facebook that it was a blessing getting to see me, and like whenever like she had passed away, that's whenever it finally hit me. And like, dang, my mom is not here anymore. Like I can't just call her and be like, no, hey, how are you doing? Can I come and see you? Things like that. And it's definitely like, man, I took all those little moments for granted. And now that I'm learning and I'm getting older from it, or as I'm getting older, I'm like, wow, like you can't just skip those little moments over.
Yeah, man, dude. I know. Trust me, bro. I know exactly what you mean. Like straight up, like, cause I was young, bro. I was maybe 6,
Mhm.
6.5 when my mom passed away. So dude, you were already a little bit older, so you kind of understand a little bit
Mhm.
more what was going on. I didn't even understand at all what was going on.
Right.
So I couldn't, like I said in the last, dude, I couldn't fathom my family trying to explain that to a 6-year-old. You know what I mean? Like,
No,
how do
yeah.
it's probably one of the most difficult things you can do to a 6-year-old is explain to them that they're one of their parents aren't coming back. And like back on like the whole mom thing and even dad, like, dude, if
Mhm.
yeah, if anyone that's listening and you have parents that are still alive, you guys need to learn how to cherish your parents and quit acting like they mean nothing to you because or you're too cool for them. Because there's one day, and I hate to say this, and I hate it to be like to say this, but there's gonna be one day that they're not gonna be there. And you're not gonna be able to yell at them, tell them to shut up, call them a bitch, or say fuck off or I don't like you. Because those moments are not gonna be there for you anymore.
Mhm.
So and that's one thing too is growing up, like there was a lot of my friends and even some family members of mine that would like tell their moms off or tell their dads off, and I kind of sit there and look at them and I'm like, what are you doing, bro? Like, come on. Like,
Right.
I don't you have the what's the word I'm looking for? You have the actual like I can't think of the word right now. I'm throwing a blank on the word. But you guys are blessed to actually even call like tell your parents off. I can't. Like I can't tell my mom off because
Mhm.
she's not around. She died. And I hate to say it like that, but it's just like y'all need the people out there that have their parents, please respect your parents. Tell them that you love them. Give them a hug because tomorrow is never promised and you need to just respect your parents because there's going to be one day they're not going to be there and you're not going to have those up moments, those down moments, those hate moments, those love moments. Like those moments will all be just memories. So cherish your parents, please, people, please.
And
And I'm
another
sorry about
thing,
ranting on that, but
oh no, yeah, for sure, like 100%. Like I agree with you 100%. Another thing is like our parents did their best to raise us the best way they could and the best way they knew, and that's something I kind of have been learning as I'm going through this healing process, and even trying to nourish my inner child is like kind of heal that inner child in me and whatever. I'm like, dang, my parents did the best they could with what they had. So
yep.
it's like I mean, yeah, you can blame your parents and stuff like that, but at the same time, is you are your own person. I'm not saying to
Hmm.
go do whatever you want to do, whatever, but if you're looking for a good, like if you just want to be the best version of yourself, then look for it. If you want to become, if you want to become this certain person in a certain, you know, category, like if you want to be a top athlete, then hey, look at some of the athletes and like kind of see how they grew up, or even make your like create your own story in a way.
Hmm. Yeah, man, dude. Guys, take some notes from Tim, please, because he's just dropping knowledge. I'm 32, and he's dropping more knowledge. He's wiser than me right now, bro.
Yep.
Seriously, bro. I gotta take some notes, man. You're gonna have to send me some notes or something on your wisdom because you're dropping some real shit at a very young age, and I think that's kind of and that shows a lot, like that
Mhm.
you have been through a lot because
Oh yeah.
you just those the way that you talk and like again the way that you hold yourself just it
Mhm.
just shows it, man. um yeah, dude, a pleasure having you on, Tim, for real. Like
Oh yeah, it's a pleasure to
super
be
mad
here.
respect, man. I do appreciate it, and if you are more than welcome to always hop on here, bro. We'd love to have you on again. If guys, we'll throw Tim's Twitter. If it's okay with him, we'll throw it in the description. You guys follow him,
Yeah.
please. If you
Yeah.
guys like what we're talking about and what we're bringing to the table here in the cafeteria room today, was kind of more of a segment with Tim because I want to get his story out there, man. Like, me and him connect in a way that a lot of people don't. Again, through sports as well. We met on the basketball court. Tim's a fucking he's a microwave shooter. Watch out. He will definitely fucking knock a shot down on you guys. Tim, I can't wait to play basketball with you next weekend.
No,
It
yeah.
was a pleasure again to have you on, Tony. If you have anything to ask Tim before we let him go, because I know he's probably got something to go do.
Yeah, very very quick, Tim.
Mhm.
And this is not for Tim, but I think for everybody, and just one thing to summarize, I guess for all those viewers, this is this is a 21-year-old, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes.
21-year-old who just dropped a ton of knowledge and also identified something that most people don't identify, is that when you need help, you need help. You
Ask
know,
for it.
you're not ask for it. You're not you can be as strong as you want, you can be built as iron, but you know, when you see that you need help, find help. And you
And don't be
know,
afraid.
don't be afraid of it. It doesn't diminish you. It doesn't put you in any tier. You know, you need help, you need help, period. You know, and that's just one thing that I wanted to add. Tim, it's been honestly a blessing to hear your story,
Mm.
hear from you, and it really hit home, man. So
No, I really
just wish you
appreciate
the
you.
best, honestly.
I appreciate you. And another thing, like if you don't mind me adding, is just if you need help, don't. If you feel like you're weak, just to go to therapy. Like it's definitely helped me. Like I'm still going to therapy. I hired a life coach. Like I mean, I'm only like I said, I'm only 21, but I'm out here trying to become the best version of myself so I can help that younger me or someone that's out there that's going through the same process.
Fuck yeah,
So it's
man.
Yeah.
definitely something that, and there's a saying that says you can, like, we're all just trying to heal, or we all can heal our younger selves as we go older, or like as we're getting older, just
Yeah.
because of the experiences and everything like that. So it's
Mhm.
definitely something I'm also learning myself.
Yeah, y'all heard it here, man. Tim dropping the wisdom. Again, you guys, if you guys need help, don't be afraid to ask for it. It doesn't have to be your parents. It doesn't have to be. It could be your teacher. It could be a friend. It could be a cousin. It could be me. It could be Tim. It could be
Oh yeah.
Tony. Y'all hit us up, man. We're here. We're here to listen. We're here to get some stories out. Here in the cafeteria room again. Y'all heard it here first. Tim, again, man. It was a blessing having you on, man.
I
I will see you on the
appreciate you.
courts.
Sounds good.
See you later, Tim.
See you
Blessing,
later,
man.
Alrighty.
guys.
Y'all
Blessings.
have a good one.
You too, brother.